The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences only, so don't tell your parents! Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Alright, let's get into this. You ready?
No.
Oh god. What have we done with our lives? Hey everybody, welcome to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. I'm JD, and with me is my bestie in the whole wide world, Kyle.
I'm the bestie with the rusty.
And yeah, Kyle, we haven't done a show together in quite a while.
Yeah, someone decided to go on a honeymoon without me.
I know, it's like I got married or something. But
Totally.
yeah. So so for the last month we had some guest people take over our shows. So I just want to take a sec to thank everybody who helped us out. So Jeanette, Russ, Dustin, Phil, Mel, and Sage. That was a big help. Not having to worry about recording a show while I was over in Japan. So that was cool, and I hope everyone who listened over the last month enjoyed those shows, and if you did, let us know, and maybe we'll have those people do shows again. Maybe.
And if you didn't, we'll ban them from the show altogether.
I don't know about that. Kyle, you watched a movie more or less against your will today.
I kind of wanted to see it. So
Did you?
I guess. I like things that enrage me.
Alright, fair enough. So you probably, by now, this movie's been out for a week by the time we post this. You've probably seen reviews for the Emoji Movie now, and how terrible it is. And, I've been a little busy. I've only been back for a week, so I haven't had a chance to watch it myself. So today, Kyle is gonna explain to me how bad the Emoji Movie was exactly.
Explain to you, or explain to the listeners out there in
Both.
listener world?
Both.
Oh, okay.
So Kyle, do enlighten us. How bad was it?
So first off, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, they got rid of Popeye for this," and a lot of people are bitching about Popeye. But people don't realize that it probably would have been just as bad.
Maybe. I mean, I haven't seen the latest Smurfs movie, and Hotel Transylvania's, both of them were, alright movies. Sony doesn't have, a really great track record so far.
Outside of video games, they're not doing so well.
I mean, I meant, their animation, theatrical animation department.
That too.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I hate to name drop or anything.
You love to name drop, don't even lie.
Well, I hate to name drop, but the last time I was at Maxwell Adams' place, he had told me that it's kind of cool. You have a friend like that. They know people in the industry and stuff. Well, He told me that he had seen, or someone had told him that he had seen concept artwork or something about a young Popeye skateboarding and all this stuff. So I just think that's hilarious. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, it was killed for this," but that's still not a guarantee that it was going to be any good in the first place. Is all the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah, it's. I mean, who knows? This could have been the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. So, to think if they wanted to go in a direction for Popeye to make him actually young and a teenager, it's kind of against the whole character since he's kind of an old man already.
Yeah.
So you never know. That's just something
Yeah.
I like to bring up. So I'm probably gonna bring up Popeye a little bit later, or maybe right
Okay.
now. Let's
Okay.
let's just do it right now.
All
So
right.
I can kind of see why Sony did this movie, and it's somewhat genius in a way, but it's retarded because, well, they're Sony.
Kyle,
Anyways,
it's mentally disabled. Come on.
whatever. Anyways, I can understand why they did this, and it's like, when you think about spinach, you think about Popeye. When you think about certain stuff, and it makes your head think of something else. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think Sony wanted to do that with this movie. So you have something that's not copywritten. It's on everybody's phone. Everybody uses their phone daily, so you have these things, and they thought it'd make a movie. So kids would be like, "Oh shit, here's a smiley face. It's like that character Gene from that movie."
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
can see why they did this, because it's not copywritten. But, I mean, I go to 7-Eleven, they have fucking emoji candy. It's not any brand or nothing, it's just they have it. You go to Walmart, they have, like, pillows and shit.
Oh yeah, like dude, when I was still working at my amusement park job, I'd walk to the park and yeah, they've just got emoji merchandise, just like generic emoji merchandise, just everywhere. So I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just something that they could have done. You do something like that, and you want to make it synonymous with your shitty idea, that's what you do.
Sony has ruined emojis for me.
Oh, they were kind of already ruined. Anyways, so just the beginning of the movie, it started raising questions, and I started like breaking the movie down in my head. But
Yeah. I do want to say up front, Kyle was basically like live blogging this to me as he was watching it. And I gotta say, it was pretty amazing. Every time he'd say something new.
pretty awful.
It was
Well,
like I was there.
Yeah, the first couple minutes of the movie is like just literal exposition of, hey, this is what's going on in our world, this is how things work. It's like, you don't really need that, but whatever.
Yeah.
But they're showing like, oh, well, we're emojis, and we only have one emotion, and this is what we do, so if the laughing guy breaks his arm, he's still gotta laugh, even though he's in terrible pain. Or if the guy that's crying all the time cries and wins the lottery, he's still gotta be sad. And it's like,
That sounds
just right
horrible.
there. Well, it's just like right there. They showed the guy who broke his arm, the guy who's laughing, gets carried off in an ambulance, and there's other people. But it's like, who are these people? How do they have this job? Everybody's shown to have the one job right there. And then there's this. Here's the guy coming out of the convenience store that won the lottery. Who's the person that sold him a ticket? You know what I mean?
It's like it's one of those concepts, like the more you try to think about the world and how it exists, like the more it just falls apart.
Yeah, because it's like their one purpose is just to fucking make that face for the person using the phone. Like, that's what they set it up as, but you start watching it, and it's like, what the fuck? So they had monkey emojis. They're in business suits. And it's like, what are you guys up to? Oh, we got business to do. What kind of business? Monkey business.
Jesus Christ.
And that's the humor.
This is like 4th grade.
That's the humor for the whole movie, but it makes you think like, well, what do the monkeys do? What kind of jobs do they have? You know what I mean? They're not in there. So, as I'm thinking about it more, I'm like, okay, so why do they have kids now? The guy's got parents, and the parents do that job, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the purpose of them having kids? It's not like they're taking over. It's not like they're emoticons, and then they had kids that are emojis now, and then they're passing the torch. It's nothing like that.
Okay, so do they... Because you kind of mentioned something when you were telling me about everything that was happening earlier, did they ever explain what the difference between an emoticon and an emoji is?
Not really. It's like the whole exposition. He's talking about shit, and then he's like fumbling around through the city, making stupid faces, and people are calling him a freak. And then he bumps into a bunch of emoticons in wheelchairs, like geriatrics. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then one of them's like, "I can't feel my colon." And it's just like that. That's the joke. They're old. They're in wheelchairs. That's old hat. Nobody uses those anymore. And then it's like that joke doesn't even make sense, because if you're on Facebook, you type out an emoticon, it turns into an emoji.
Yeah. Huh.
Joke falls apart. It's dumb shit like that doesn't make sense. But like I was saying, so the whole movie they're telling, the two parents are telling their son that he's not ready and all this kind of bullshit, and that was one of the things. Well, why is he doing a job? Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're doing it, why does he have to? Whatever. So the whole thing sets off is he makes this stupid face, and I guess that's gonna be the spoiler.
I mean, I don't think anyone listening to I don't think anyone gives a shit. Anyone listening to this gives a shit if we spoil this movie, because I mean, if you're gonna go see it, even ironically, I think you probably would have done it by now.
Yeah. So he makes a stupid face, and then the kid on the outside, which is where everybody's getting the whole Inside Out thing, is because they're like, "Oh, this is our child, and we love him, and we care about him." So there's the B story about the kid, which his story literally went nowhere. They could have not had that kid in there, and it would have made no sense. Or, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, he, stupid main character Gene, they're telling him he's not ready, and then, oh, get this, guys, he wasn't ready, he fucked everything up, and then...
Oh, man.
Happiness, or the one that's happy, is the bad guy, and she's always perky, but she's bad. She sends out Yeah, she sends out these robots to kill him, or, like, delete him. And
it's a little drastic.
Yeah, because he fucked up once. So, these robots looked exactly like the micromanagers from Lego Movie.
Yeah.
Same exact design, same colors.
So they're just big black cubes?
Basically, and then they had, like, Dr. Octopus arms.
Yeah. So, I mean, every review I've listened to over the last week or so about this movie is basically everyone saying that this movie is a cross between Inside Out, the Lego Movie, and Wreck-It Ralph, basically.
Yeah.
That's a fair assessment?
Just, like, exactly what it is.
Jesus.
So, they have this club, and it's, like, the most used emoji club, and High Five is trying to get in, but apparently he's not the most used one anymore, so... Because Fist Bump takes that title. Nobody high fives anymore. It's all about Fist Bump.
Oh, alright.
Sure. So the way that the main character and that stupid hand with the Band-Aid on his finger meet is because they're going to kill the main character Gene, and High Five sneaks into that club, and he thinks that he's going to die too because he snuck in the club. And that's how their friendship bonds.
I mean, yeah, mutual friendship through death, I guess.
Yeah, but he thought he was in trouble and he was going to die. And then he's like, "Oh, no, they were after me." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool, dude." And then they're best friends. Like, that was the character development between there.
That sounds fascinating.
And then throughout the whole movie, that High Five dude was just nothing.
No. Like, had little to no impact on the plot.
Yeah, just, he was the comedy relief, and that's all his character went. He had no arc or nothing. He was just there to spout off one-liners, and that was it.
Well, all right then.
So then they're like, oh, well, we gotta go to the piracy app, and we'll find this hacker named Jailbreak, and she'll fix you. She'll fix you right up, even though...
There's a piracy app?
They were calling it the piracy app, and then... it was so dumb.
Is it BitTorrent?
I don't know.
The Pirate Bay has an app now?
So they were going like this. They were like, oh, it's the piracy app. It's disguised as a dictionary app because this teenage boy doesn't want his parents to know. And then he's like, well, what does a teenage boy not want his parents to know? And he just looks at the camera. And it's just like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, he doesn't just save porn on his phone and then, like, have his phone...
Who saves porn anymore? Just literally go on Pornhub. I mean, you don't have to save that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just like, well, why wouldn't he just save it on his phone and put a password on it? But it's, like, under a piracy thing. So then so the piracy thing is, like, a bar. It has all this weird shit in it, like malware and Trojan horses and all this stuff, and I'm like, do phones even have this? This, like, they're getting two things mixed up?
I mean, yeah, your phone can get a virus, but I mean, that just kind of sounds like they're taking, like, just general technology.
That's what it felt like.
You know, common, stuff like that, and just kind of mixing it in there because, oh, that sounds like a technology thing.
Well, there's more to it, because it's like the big thing at the end is totally how technology doesn't work. And that was, like, really pissed me off about it, but I'll get into that later. So they're in this bar, and they're like, oh, well, we need to find this amazing hacker. And they're like, yeah, because this one Princess Emoji, she got out of the phone because she didn't like her life, and you could do that too.
All right, then.
Which was dumb, because he's got parents that love him, and he was gonna, like, get off the phone and live.
He's gonna go into the real world and be a real boy.
Well, they were trying to get to the cloud app so they could get off the phone, or something stupid like that. So
Google Cloud.
Yeah, but it's just awful, man. So they get out of the piracy app because those robots are out to kill them, and then, like, immediately after, the girl's like, oh, hey, Gene. Like, they even fucking meet? How does she just know his name? Like, it was something like that where I don't even think they introduced each other, and then she just automatically knew his name.
Maybe there's a scene missing.
I guess. But they go out of the piracy app, and then it's like where it turns into Inside Out. So it looked like the whole library scene, which is just a corridor. But when you think about your phone and how it's just like squares and shit, as icons, well, it was like that. It was just like a maze where they were getting around squares, and then they would go into the squares.
Oh.
It was just dumb. So they go to Candy Crush, and then he gets trapped, and then that's a little scene, and then they have to get him out of Candy Crush, so they play Candy Crush, and then it embarrasses the boy because the Candy Crush app is going by himself. So since his phone's malfunctioning, he and I love this. Since his phone's malfunctioning and doing shit by himself, he goes and gets a phone store appointment. And it's on his phone. It says phone store appointment. Doesn't say like T-Mobile appointment. Doesn't say like Sprint or something. It just says phone store appointment.
I mean,
look how generic it is.
I mean, with all the brands that you said that they have in there, they probably ran out of a budget.
It's a Sony movie. It's a Sony phone. They could have been like, oh, we're gonna go to the Sony store and fix it.
Do they have a Sony store? Is that a thing?
I thought they did. They have a Microsoft store and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. I've never seen a Sony store, but alright.
We have a couple out here.
Weird.
They'll be like, here's a PS4, you can buy games and stuff.
Huh. Weird.
They're not in like every mall though, but we do have them.
Huh. Alright.
But yeah, I could have seen them do that, but then again, it would have been like super product placement in a sense. Or
There's enough of that already.
yeah. So, they went to Candy Crush, and then they went to Just Dance because that's apparently an app.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
Just fucking stupid.
How much money did they give Ubisoft?
$1 million. $1 million.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing with this kind of stuff is like, it makes me wonder who paid who. Is Ubisoft and Facebook and all that stuff giving money to Sony to put their product in there, or is Sony having to pay these people to get that?
I don't even think Facebook was in it, but it was obvious that it was.
It's like we want to use Facebook, we couldn't get the rights to it, so we're just making our own version.
He put his face into a blue square, and then he pulled it out, and he had like a thumbs up, a heart. You know what I mean? He had all those over his face, and he's like, "Wow, this is great."
Jesus.
So it was like they didn't say it was Facebook, but it totally was. But
Right.
anyways, they're talking about how there was a princess emoji that went to move and live on the clouds, and then big reveal, it's Jailbreak, the blue-haired girl. Her wig fell off. She's the
See
princess.
that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, that's where it turns into that, like, Wreck-It Ralph.
Christ.
Where they're like, here's a random princess.
Because kids movie.
And we were getting into that a little earlier before the podcast, but it was like how I feel like things have been done to death.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, they're like, oh, you're a princess. When you sing, do birds fly out? And she's like, it's a stereotype, you guys. Quit making fun of me.
Oh my god.
It's like, well, kind of had that in Zootopia where you can't call bunnies cute because that's a offensive stereotype.
It's one thing when Disney does it because that's what they're known for, so they're like, you know, I agree, it's kind of like the self-referential humor like that has kind of been played out by now, but it's funnier when Disney does it because they're making fun of themselves, but when like Sony, who is not known for that, pulls that kind of stuff, it's like, well, you guys, you're just poking fun at like a kind of a broader spectrum.
Well, I think they did that because they were saying, like, I even said that to you, where they're like, oh, whenever a girl has a good idea, a man steals it. And it felt like they were trying the whole empowerment bullshit, and it just didn't fucking fit. Because, I mean, let's face it, if you're gonna watch the Emoji Movie, you don't want to get beat over the head with gender stereotype bullshit. You know what I mean?
I mean, it is 2017, Kyle.
Don't fuck that. So yeah, so what happened is they were in Just Dance, and it was going off while the kid was in school. Kids were making fun of him. So, and this is where I think where it's like old people that don't know how technology works. This kid moves the app to the trash can. And they're like, oh, a trash can, it'll get deleted within a day. So you gotta be, you gotta save your friend because he got moved to the trash can. It's like,
yeah, that's
just uninstall shit.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, on a computer has, like, at least on a window, well, I guess Mac does too, but that has the trash can thing, and that'll only stay, and it'll stay in there as long as until you empty it out.
Delete it, yeah.
Right, but like on a phone, or at least on, I don't know if it like works different on Android, but at least I've got an iPhone, and like when I delete an app, it's just gone.
Yeah. Let me look on my phone, because I think I do have a thing, but it actually says uninstall.
Yeah, that's weird, but
Oh, it says remove shortcut, and it has a trash can on it. But you're just getting rid of the shortcut. You're not like actually
uninstalling the whole thing. But yeah, anyway.
So the high five emoji gets sent to the trash can, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta do it. He's my best friend." It's just
Even
like,
though I met you 20 minutes ago.
exactly. And then, my God, he finds a email that was sent that he was gonna send to the girl. The high five finds an email, and like he deleted it. The boy deleted it because he doesn't want her to see the girl he likes,
Mm-hmm.
So he deleted it, and then they save him from the trash can, and he keeps the email because this is gonna be. You gotta have it for the plot, man. You gotta remember that email.
I mean, plot.
And then they get attacked by robots again, and
Mm-hmm.
ugh. I'm having a hard time remembering it myself. It's pretty forgettable.
I mean, it sounds like it kind of sounds like the middle part of this movie is just a series of things happening.
It literally is. They're just like, here's this app. But when they did the Facebook joke, they're like, oh, well, people don't need real friends. You just need fans and likes. And then he's like, well, I would rather have real friends, but that's not how it works in this world. And then they go to Instagram, and they're just like, here's a picture.
Is it like actually Instagram?
Isn't that the same thing? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're just trying to say, like, maybe it's like what you said, where they were trying to get Facebook to do something, and they're like, nah. So they're like, we're gonna low-key talk shit about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. For what it sounds like they're trying to make a lot of smart social commentary, but like with none of the substance behind it.
It really was like that.
Yeah.
But they had an Instagram one, and that's where the mom and dad met. The mom and dad emoji have been looking for the son because they think he skipped town, which makes no sense. Like, if he skipped town because they only live in that texting app,
Yeah.
so he would be in that corridor.
Yeah, just takes 2 steps outside the door. You'll probably see him.
So they're just like, hey, it's Paris, it's romantic. And it was like, this kid had a picture of him and his family in Paris, and then the emojis were walking in it like it was a still 3D image. And
Weird.
it was like its own little world where you could like walk as far as you want.
It's a world within a world.
Like, how fucking dumb is that? The picture's just a flat thing, but they were walking into it and like turning around and shit like that. It's like, that's not in the picture.
I mean, clearly you just don't have enough imagination, Kyle.
So the dad was like, oh yeah, by the way, I can also change my face as well. I just plumb forgot.
Oh my god.
It was like that. He was just like, oh, I just remembered. I can do the same thing. He must have got it from me.
Does he actually like change his emotion? Because I really want to see Stephen Wright be something other than monotone.
his voice is still the same. He's just like, oh, now I can make teardrops come out of my eyes and hearts for eyeballs. That's all he was doing.
Weird.
So yeah, they were trying to get to the cloud because the cloud could fix them, and then the whole message was, it's okay to be yourself, you guys. It's like, how many movies have we ever seen in our lifetime where the message is just, be yourself? Like Aladdin.
Kids need to know that they're special, Kyle.
Aladdin, that was the whole message of, oh, you don't need to be a prince, you could just be yourself, and she likes you. He even says that, and he turns into a bee.
Yeah, I mean, any number of movies is about that.
So as far as the story goes, is very cliched.
Yeah.
As far as like art direction and stuff goes, is pretty boring as well, but the whole thing was like, oh, here's this big bad robot, we gave him an illegal upgrade. Which was kind of stupid too, but they go to the cloud, and then he's like, I love you, blue-haired princess girl, and she's like, oh, but I don't And then he's like, oh, now I feel like I'm mad because my heart's broken. Now I feel like what it feels like to be sad.
I mean, being meh isn't sadness exactly. It's just kind of apathy.
Well, that's what he was like. Was like, oh, well, now I'm apathetic towards everything. I know how it feels. So,
Well, alright then.
he gets captured by the big bad robot, and then his two best friends gotta save him, the hand and the princess girl. And then they're like, hey, princess girl, why aren't you called to make a bird? Because we gotta save him. And then she does a bunch of calls, and then the Twitter bird comes and saves him.
Oh my god.
And then it's like one of those things where it's like, well, you guys were saying how far these apps were apart, but you couldn't write a bird. Like, it becomes one of those Lord of the Rings things.
Eagles!
Where it's like, holy shit, I got Aku's power?
Not gonna let that go, are you?
Yeah, that's exactly how the movie was. It's
Oh
just
my
like,
god.
hey guys, Deus Ex Machina! And then, there you go.
I mean, you gotta wrap the movie up somehow.
So they jump on the Twitter bird, and then the big bad robot, get this, he has this button on his back, and it's an off button. And then Mr. High Five, he's a hand, and he's got fingers, so he can push the button. And then he pushes the off button, and it crushes Happy. But even though she's crushed and in so much pain, she's still happy. It's so funny. And yeah, that was it. And then at the end, you were like, oh, did it end in a dance? And it sure did.
Because Kyle's the way Kyle was explaining this movie to me, like scene by scene earlier, I was like, this just sounds like the most generic plot, the most generic characters. What is the most generic ending this movie could have? And I was like, please God, let this be a dance ending, because it just has to be.
It sure was.
Did the Just Dance girl come back?
No, she was like really sad in the trash can. I don't think she was.
Oh.
But they had the salsa emoji because everybody uses that salsa dancing one. She was there.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I don't really use emojis when I type because they use words like a regular person, but, you know.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were like, well, in this day and age, people don't have time to say what they want, so they just use emojis. And it's like,
I mean, maybe I'm just out of touch with children these days, which, you know, is very likely. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but like when I send text messages, I just write everything out. Like I don't really use emoticons or whatever.
I'm not like, hey guys, I went to the zoo today. I saw an elephant emoji. Like,
yeah, like I feel it's easier to just write stuff out than have to scroll through like the millions of emojis in my phone and find the picture of it. And it's like, Jesus, I'll just write the word elephant. God damn.
Yeah. That's how they like set it up. Oh, well, you don't have time to write something out. You just use an emoji, and it's like people type in emotions.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, honestly, Kyle, from what you've told me, from every review I've listened to, it just sounds like this movie is. It screams old people wrote this.
It really
thinking they know what young children are like.
Oh shit, so that's what it was. Holy crap, I forgot. Yeah, so they go to the kid outside of the phone world. Can't believe I forgot about this. This is like the best part. But this movie's so forgettable. So this kid goes to his appointment. And the lady at the place is like, oh, we're just gonna hard reset this phone. So they do like a hard reset on the phone. And it's plugged into something. Because I guess you plug a phone in.
Sure.
So they're all freaking out, and that's like the whole climax. Is this robot has them, and the world around them is falling apart. So, yeah, they push the button, the robot falls over, she's in pain, ow. I'm still happy though. And it's going on. And then his best friend, like, comes into the store, because I guess he knew that his friend was gonna be there. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
This is like his best friend comes into the store, and then the girl he likes is in the store too.
Oh my god.
He's like, oh shit, you should tell her how you feel. And he's like, but my phone's getting reset. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grow some balls and talk to this girl through my phone.
Yeah. How brave of him.
He pulls the phone off of the fucking thing as it's hard resetting, and that just makes it better.
I'm pretty sure that would, like, damage your phone or something.
If it was plugged into anything, I'm sure it would corrupt your phone, for one.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, you do it with a hard drive, it'll corrupt your data and stuff. You do it to a memory card, it'll corrupt your data.
Yeah.
SD card, whatever. He just, like, pulls it off, and then everything's better. Everybody's like, whoa! Dodged a bullet there, guys! We almost died! It's just, like, so fucking stupid. That's one thing where it's like, yeah, I don't think these people understand how technology works.
Which is weird, because they're a technology company.
Yeah. So then they're like, hey, he's gotta send an emoji to the girl that he likes, but we're not sure. Should we send this? And they're like, no, guys, we gotta send Gene. He can do all of them. So they send him through the phone, and it's like an animated GIF of him making a bunch of faces. And the girl's like, I like you. You're complicated like this thing.
Fun.
And that's like all it was. It's like, oh, you know how to express yourself like this thing that's making all these faces. And then the kid goes to a school dance, so he's dancing at the end. And then, like, that popular club that wasn't letting anybody in, well, they're like, oh, well, now everybody's in. No more Popular's Club, it's for everybody now. So then they were like, hey, everybody, let's do the emoji pop that we were dancing in Just Dance. And then they end with the dance as well. And it was fucking stupid.
Oh my god.
It was set to the song, I think it's Christina Aguilera and Pitbull. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But it's that song that rips Aha, samples Aha, and
I'm way behind on modern music, so your guess is as good as mine.
You don't know what I mean?
Not at all.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm probably better off for not knowing. So, what I'm gathering here, Kyle, is this movie's forgettable, and, you know, it's not worth anybody's time.
Yeah, and then I forgot to mention, too, they go to YouTube, and they're like, here's the pin pineapple apple pen, you guys.
Oh my god.
And then they're like, here's that cat video that they get tickled and raise their arms up.
Oh my god.
But this was the song that they played at the end of the movie, if you guys ever...
Advice. Ask for advice. Get money
You never heard this one?
I'm from the dirty.
No, never heard it.
Oh, let me see. You never heard this song?
No, and now I feel dumber for having listened to it.
It's called I Want to Feel This Moment, because they're emojis and they're feelings. You get it? That's fucking hilarious.
That's retarded as fuck.
It's like if you have a dog movie and you play Who Let the Dogs Out. That's exactly what it is. It's so fucking retarded.
Anyway. Oh. Alright, so before we wrap this up, Kyle, I want to challenge you beyond what I've already challenged you to do today. I want you to say one thing that you did like about this movie.
One thing I liked about this movie.
I know this is a difficult question.
Yeah. I guess Patrick Stewart was the only thing good in this movie.
even though he was a literal piece of shit.
Yeah, and like I gotta give that man credit because I know he's got a good sense of humor. He probably laughed when he like got cast for it.
Probably.
I see him as genuinely liking the movie, and I respect him for that. But I think he wanted to be a piece of shit, and I find that funny.
I'll have to send it to you later, but I think like when they were advertising for this movie a couple months ago, he was on The Late Show with Colbert, and he was talking about being a piece of shit in the Emoji Movie, and he was, taking it pretty much in stride. He was pretty much in on the joke.
Well, I mean, you've seen pictures of him in like a lobster suit in a bathtub and stuff. Like,
yeah,
the guy has a sense of humor,
right?
but
so
they're just like making poop jokes where they're like, "Oh, do you think I was too soft on him?
Oh my god,
like, you can't be too hard on him." Stuff like this. So.
Gross.
And then when their whole world was falling apart, he gets into the cube and he's like, "Red alert!" And it's like, "Oh, Star Trek, that's funny."
Oh god.
That's just... There you go.
Oh god. Well, that was a wonderful description of otherwise mediocre movie, and I'm glad I didn't have to sit through it because that would have been a waste of an hour and a half of my time.
I'm glad I didn't fucking pay for it. I watched it on a camera.
I personally don't advocate for piracy, but you do you.
I don't give a shit.
No, you don't.
I ain't gonna give this movie any money. I should have said that at the beginning.
Oh god. So to wrap this up, I do want to say that we were talking about like how much money this movie's made, and it's kind of a overall reception on the internet, which has not been favorable by pretty much anybody. I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now, and it's got a 7%. So
sounds about right. But
we were looking up the amount of money it's made. It's been out for a week now. Yeah, I think it's just got out of its first week, and it's just now made its money back. It's been out for 2 weekends. You got to budget advertising costs into that, so it's probably made like half the money it spent on this movie by now. So I'm kind of hoping that the amount of time it took to meet its budget and the low critic rating that it's getting, that dear God, I hope Sony doesn't make a sequel to this.
They will.
Oh God.
And if they do, it's gonna be like direct to video. Or,
see, if they want to do, see that's the thing.
Netflix.
If they want to do a direct-to-video sequel, that's fine because that's not taking up theater space. But like, don't force this on the theater-going populace. It's no.
It'll get a Netflix show.
No, that's DreamWorks. DreamWorks does that with all their movies.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I'm pretty impressed that they actually did something like this. Bless you.
Thanks.
No, it's like I'm kind of impressed that they did something like this, but there's no real way that they could do a sequel without it being boring as fuck, because you have these characters that can only express one emotion, and it's like you have a movie and they kind of have to express emotions and stuff.
Yeah, I guess
you need some sort of character development. I mean, this movie had none, like at all.
Right.
So I don't know, man.
No. Who knows? Who knows what the future will hold? But
So on that note, it's making me afraid for Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Oh yeah.
Since it's gonna be all internet based, and I just feel like it's gonna just be a bunch of memes and shit. And that's gonna be old.
Yeah. See, and I think that's part of the problem with trying to make internet culture, technology culture, centric media, is because it's over so fast that like by the time by the time you put something out, it's already outdated. I mean, this movie would have been more relevant had they made it like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But now here in 2017, I mean, it's like, I don't think emojis are as big a fad as they used to be, and I don't know who that would appeal to. But
Stupid kids with their iPads. I don't know.
yeah, dumb kids. But as for Wreck-It Ralph, I don't know. I trust Disney to make a competent movie. I feel like they're in better hands than they are with Sony, because Sony does not have a great track record right now with its features, and Disney does. So I will reserve judgment on Wreck-It Ralph until I see it, because I like the first one a lot, so I'll definitely see the second one.
Well, I used to like Disney a lot as a company, but recently I've been seeing them, even though that's not even a recent thing, but they've been about as money-grubbing as any other company has, if not even more.
Gotta get that cash flow, man.
So that makes me worried as well.
Well, we'll see. I've got hope.
I mean, what's stopping anybody from doing like a, meme movie?
Oh man,
like
I'm
troll face movie.
I mean, I'm sure it's on its way, man. You gotta suffer through a sea of bullshit to get to the good stuff. So, and there has been some pretty good animated movies this year already. So I mean, if you've got a pretty decent pile of good movies, and you got like 1 or 2 horrendously bad movies, I think it kind of evens out after a while. I'll be damned if this gets nominated for an Oscar.
I would laugh. I
Oh
would kill
god,
myself.
it wouldn't win because there's plenty of other movies. Disney or Pixar put out Cars 3, which I still have not seen out, so that'll probably win.
Yeah, unless the fucking Mexican movie's gonna win.
Which Mexican movie?
Coco?
Oh yeah. I want Captain Underpants to win, just because I want to hear him say it.
That would be pretty funny.
Or Lego Batman. One of those
I
things.
could see that working.
Sure. Why not?
I want to see Disney fail.
Jesus. Well, Kyle, do you have anything else to say to the lovely people about this trash heap of a movie?
If you actually paid to see this movie, I would like to kick your ass.
Yeah.
I will fight you in a dumpster somewhere.
In the dumpster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, I haven't seen this movie, but I can firmly say, after, Kyle telling me and all the reviewers that I trust, don't go see this movie. Don't even go see it ironically, because even if you're seeing ironic, Sony don't give a shit about your ironic disposition. They go by box office numbers, so if you give this movie any kind of money, Sony's gonna see that as someone went and saw it. So just go see something else. I mean, Christ.
Don't watch the movie ironically. Just donate it to me ironically.
Donate the money just directly to you.
Yeah.
Go see something better. Spider-Man's out right now. Go see that. I heard Planet of the Apes is pretty good, and another Lego movie is coming out in like a month.
Yeah.
So, fun stuff. Well, guys, I think that does it. Sorry, it's late. So I think that does it for us this week on the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Thanks for listening. Join us next week where we'll talk about more cartoons and stuff. Hopefully something better than this.
Is it DuckTales next week, or is that 2 weeks from now?
You'll just have to tune in and find out.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Well, alright. Alright, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can catch a new episode every week. Also be sure to follow us on our Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up with the show. Links are in the description. We'll see you next week.